In this presentations, we are going to discuss about the file system interface in operating system. But the objective is to explain the functions of file systems and describe the interface to the file systems and to discuss the file systems design threads of including access method, file sharing, file logging and directory structure. So in this file concept, it is in contiguous logical address space. So where we can be stored the type of data in the form of numerical character binary and the program. So the content is defined by a file creator. So the many types are available. The consider the text file, source file and executable file. The file attributes are the names, identifier and the type, locations, size, protections and the time, date and user identifications where the file to be created. So that indications is used for that security and the usage monitoring. Informations about the files are kept in the directory structures which is maintained on the disk. Many variations including extended file attributes such as the file checksum. So it is for the security purpose. The information kept in the directory structures. So in the files informations in the window on the Mac OS. So the file operations are file creations, writing the file into the by using the writing pointer and read at read pointer locations and reposition within the file by using the seek operations, delete and turn gate. Then the file is opened. So search the directory structures on the disk for entry the FY and move the content of the entry to the memory. The close functions move the content of the entry FI in memory to directory structure on a disk. So when we open the file, several pieces of data are needed to manage the open file. So open file table and file open count. So track open file. So here the open file table has a file pointer, a pointer to last read or write locations per process that has the file open. So in this file open count, the counter of a number of times a file is open to allow removal of data from open file table when the last process closes it. So the disk locations of the file is the caches of data access information. So access rights per process access mode informations. So open file logging providing by some operating systems and file system similar to reader writer logs. There's a shared log and exclusive log. And mediate access to a file. So in this mandatory and advisory is essential for accessing and process the logs and read or write is performed. So it is in Java code for how to open a file by using the fopen function. So in this file types are described by the name and some extension. So if it is an extension executable file, the file extensions in the exe file name .exe. If it is an object file, file name .obj. It is in source code, file name .c. It is in batch file, by the file name .bat. The text file name .txt, like that. It is in library file, it is .in library. Actually the extensions is indicate the type of the files. So the file structures. So it is not a specific structure. So that's a sequence of the words or bytes, a simple record structure. So it is a lines, fixed length, variable length. It's in complex structures is a formatted documents, relocatable load files. So in this when or we can simulate last two with first methods by inserting appropriate control characters. So in the sequential access, beginning of the file is indicated by one pointer and the current position is indicated by the second pointer, then last one is int. So here if the current positions is captured by the processor, so in that time the read process is right and write up process is done from the current position to the end. So the backward process is rewind. So in this access method, sequential access and direct access. In the sequential access, we can use the following keywords, that is reset and reset, read the next and write the next file. So in this directory structure, a collection of nodes containing information about all files. So the directory has the information about that files. So in this disk structure, the disk can be subdivided into a partition. Disk partitions can be protected against the failures, and the disk or partitions can be used a raw data, so without a file systems or formatted with the file systems. So the partitions also known as mini disk slice. So the entity containing a file systems known as a volume. So as well as the general purpose file systems, there were many special purpose file systems, so frequently all within the same operating systems and the computer. So a typical file system management, so here the directory, it is a folder, it hold all the files. Okay, so we consider the two portions, the portion A and portion B, that is in the disk. Then the portion C in the another disk, disk 2 and disk 3 have the portion 3, that is in portion C with the directory and the files. So the type of file systems, we mostly talk of general purpose file systems. So but the systems frequently may have file systems of some general and some special purpose. So consider the systems where the TMPF and object files and CT files, that's in content files, or that the operations performed on directory, search a file, create a file, delete a file, list a directory, rename a file, traverse the file systems. So in this directory organizations, logically obtain the effectiveness and naming grouping. So logical performance is namely is effectively measured. So by this effectiveness, naming and grouping. So single level directory, so where the files has each directory, but it has a problems, that's a naming and grouping problem. In this two level directory, many files have the same directory name, so we can grouped. So here we can have the same file name for the different users, so efficient searching. So the same file name, so no grouping capabilities. So in this tree structure directories, so it's an efficient searching, grouping capabilities it can be performed, and the current directory. So in this tree structure directories, absolute or relative path name, creating a new file is done in current directory. So delete a file by the RM, then creating a new subdirectory is done in the current locations. A cycle graph directories, so have shared subdirectories and files. So it has the two different names. If DIZT, that is an directory, it is a deletes list, dangling pointer. So it's a solution is back pointers, so we can delete all pointers, variable size, recording problems. So new directory entry type with a link and resolve the link. So general graph structures for the directory. where how do we generate no cycle, so allow only links to the file, not subdirectories. So the garbage collections is also not create a cycle, so every time a new link is added, use a cycle detections algorithms to determine whether it is okay. Thank you.